Hi everybody, welcome back, and today is the third check-in for this worm bin with the African night crawlers. While I've got your attention, please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and help me grow this channel. Thank you very much, and let's get to it. I'm going to get stuck in. This is going to be a relatively short video. I know my videos tend to be quite long. So it's been 3 days. This is the third day since I fed them. Actually, it's been about 3.5. I did come in and have a brief look at this bin yesterday, just to see how these guys were doing. This material, the moisture below is quite good. Oh, there you go, some lovely worms there, moving around, see there. What I did notice is there was a few black flies and, well, not black flies, sorry, fruit flies, and some black creepy crawlies walking on top. And I think that has something to do with the pumpkin and the heat that we have here. As I mentioned last time, this is starting to go mouldy. As I mentioned last time, we are at the end of December. It's Christmas Eve today, and the temperature is still quite high. Let's just give it a quick check. So there we go. 74, 24.8 in Celsius. It is after 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve. So today was a bit crazy, so I didn't get a chance to come in here during the daytime. But yeah, I was wondering about the creepy crawlies and wondering if they came from these leaves, even though they'd been soaked for a couple of days, if something was living on them. But I think it's from this pumpkin. Let's just go ahead and move these leaves. Right. So let's get straight stuck in. The moisture just from the top looks absolutely wonderful. All that worm chow completely eaten as well. This pumpkin is really soft to the touch. A couple of worms here and there. I'm just thinking, should I open it up to see what's going on? No worms inside. Okay. But there is a lot of moisture in there. Okay, let's just put these on top of the leaves. Let's see how the worms are getting on. They seem to be doing pretty good. And they're all over the bin. The moisture level's good. The bin is drying out a little bit though. I haven't been putting too much moisture in this, but I mean, it's still moist. Oh, hello. Look at you. Beautiful worms. Loads of worms everywhere. Now I feel like I've got 300 in here. They were all so very small when I first got them. Let me just step to the side. They all seem nice and healthy. Oh, this one is starting to develop its little sex organ, I think. This little, what's it called, a clitella or something? Clitelia. So I read a study not just one. I read a couple of studies about adding gypsum to worm bins. Look at the size of these worms. They're fabulous. And I read a couple of papers because I wanted to, instead of putting rock dust I was looking at, or lime, I was wondering what would happen if you put gypsum as a grit and also as an amendment, and how it works in regular gardens. Oh my god, look at these. So many worms. These guys are super happy. And they're eating. So what I read, if anyone's interested regarding this this paper, this research that was done by a university in New Zealand, there were a couple of different things, because it was so hard trying to find something in online. There were studies with using phosphor gypsum and gypsum that's made from flue gas, which is the back burner that you get from oil fields and oil refineries, and those had some adverse effects, but agricultural gypsum like this, which is mine gypsum, actually had a positive impact, even though it didn't increase the population by much. It was only like maybe 5% against the controlled study. It said that the biomass, the weight and the weight of the worms per square meter was almost 20% more. So I have agricultural gypsum, which I've been using in my garden. I've got a lot of it. So I'm going to put that in here a little bit today, and I prepared some bedding a few days ago, obviously not for this, but just as bedding for the future that's just sitting and breaking down, and I'm going to add it to that as well. So this is wonderful. These guys look all healthy. They're growing in size. A couple of big boys now. All the little worms. Let's just turn this a little bit up as well. All the little worms that were tiny at the beginning have now started to put on some weight and grow. I mean, you've still got some babies in here, but they're not as small as they were when they first arrived. So that's promising. Okay, so I've disturbed them quite a lot now. Like I've really agitated this bed, but I really want to sort of get it fluffed up and see how it's getting on. The moisture level's good. I will add some stuff to it, but I just want to do this because I'm going to bury this pumpkin, because I'm just a bit, not scared, but I'm just a little bit annoyed with all the fruit flies in here. There's a lot of bedding in this, by the way. As you can see, it's quite high. I know a lot of people that you see online only have 3 to 4 inches of bedding. So I'm just going to bury this face down. Or should we do it face up, because we're going to cover it with there we go. I think now that we've opened that pumpkin up properly, it's going to go in no time. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some of this agricultural gypsum. So this is full of calcium. We use it in the garden for calcium. It helps aerate, build soil structure, keep water retention, which is quite good. I haven't put too much because this is the first time I'm using it. I think I told you guys I also own a coffee company. This one's a bit hard. So from our coffee shops, I just got them to save me a little bit of the pucks that come out of the coffee machine when we brew an espresso. That can be ground up. I should have done this beforehand, so it would have been easier. Not too much. So coffee grinds are full of nitrates, nitrogen, and obviously once that breaks down, what that does is it releases nitrites, and then once the worms eat that those nitrate, it becomes nitrates, which is what you ultimately want in your soil for the bacteria to eat and to be consumed by the roots of the plants. This is the chow, the famous chow. Lots of nutrition in this. I touched base on it the other day and talked about all the minerals that were available in each of the ingredients that we used, but I didn't really touch on like the carb and fat and fiber content. But really rich, everything was pretty much really rich in carbohydrates. I know I'm putting this on a little thick today. That's all good. Just going to give it a quick spray to moisten it down. And then we'll go ahead and put these dried leaves and peanut shells back on. Amazing. And I'll give this another little dose as well. I haven't started really wetting the cardboard that I've been using to cover on top, but once these leaves have been fully incorporated into the bedding, I think I will. I'm going to give it a little bit extra water today because even though it's not dry, I did notice that the bed was drier than the last couple of times. So I kind of just want to not saturate it, but I want to saturate these leaves a little bit. And then let it sort of drip down. There we go. Give them some lovely moisture. Give that a nice little cover. And that's us. Just give it a bit of cover with this. This little muslin bag is just from some personal care products that we use. I'm gonna use this for making some worm tea, which I'll make a video on later. Thank you very much for stopping by again. Please, as usual, thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and very Merry Christmas to you. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll check back with you after Christmas. Thanks again.